Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to Joe's Garage for another episode of Subaru Saturday. The very first thing I want to say is I hope that everybody had a great Thanksgiving and got to enjoy some turkey. I know I certainly did. In today's video, we're going to be tearing down the rest of the EJ25 that we didn't complete in last week's episode of Subaru Saturday. As we tear the engine down, we run into a few surprises, and when we finally get the pistons exposed, we run into the biggest surprise of all. So you're gonna wanna stay tuned and find out what that is. Really quickly, before we get into tearing the rest of the EJ25 down, I wanna make a very special announcement. We're gonna be doing a giveaway for the first 3 videos in the month of December, and I am super excited about that because it's the very first giveaway on Joe's Garage. It's nothing huge, but it's something that I use in every single one of these videos that I make, and I am super excited about that. So if you wanna hear more, make sure to stay tuned because later on in the video, I'm gonna be giving you the details of the giveaway. But before I talk about that too much, let's just get right into tearing this EJ25 down so I can show you guys what we're actually working with and what we're gonna have to do to move forward. Thanks for tuning into this week's video, and I hope that you guys enjoy. And we are back. It's about 11 p.m. Actually, I guess it's 11:30. I like to work at nighttime. I told you guys that already. We're just gonna slowly and steadily get this thing torn completely down. Do the top side, do the bottom side, and just keep this ball rolling. Super pumped. I can't wait to get this thing entirely stripped down. So let's just go ahead, set up the camera, and get cooking. Uh-oh. Not sure what I just dropped. Alright, so we have some pretty neat surprises under here. I do want to show you guys with the camera before I vacuum it up. So the very first thing I wanted to show you guys, and I know I said it earlier, but check this out. This bolt looks like it's been sitting here for 15 years. Who knows where that came off of the engine? And funny enough, oh wow, the other one, that was what fell in the oil just now. That's funny, I caught that. But that other one came free. It was sitting right here and it must have fallen in the oil. Let me see if I can just tilt this and find it. Oh, there it is, guys. It's right there. Let me just see if I can grab it. Okay. Yeah, this one was sitting up here too. So not sure where it came from. Go ahead, set that aside though. And we're gonna go ahead and dig this one up now, which is pretty nice and deep. It's even got threads in the dust. So we can just go ahead and set those aside. They look very similar. And I'm just gonna go ahead and vacuum some of this off really quickly just to prevent anything else from falling around. I really don't like it when things fall. But check out this wing. I'm not even sure what kind of insect it was, but this is a massive wing. And that is crazy. As promised, I brought my vacuum. So let's go ahead and clean this thing up real quick and see what we end up with. Okay, so let me tell you, I had no idea how bad that actually was. I thought this was kind of level here, but it actually has a lot of different cavities and it was packed in there. I mean, this looked completely flat. And you know, if you were watching, clearly you saw in the video how, you know, this looked. It was just insane how much got sucked out of here. You know that there was a rodent living right here, and in the car we found many nests already. But you know, and a lot of the nuts already fell on the ground when I turned the engine over, but check this out. There's like 10 nuts right here. I mean, they were having a party in my engine. That's just something you got to deal with when, you know, you leave cars sitting for so long. But let's go ahead and set up the camera again and start to remove some parts. I think we're just gonna go ahead and remove this coolant pipe. I wanna get it out of the way so we can really just start moving around the block again and getting everything taken off. So we got a vacuum line that goes to the heater core. I think, honestly guys, could be wrong, but it looks like 410 millimeters is what holds this in place. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's pretty simple. We'll just go ahead and get them out of here. This one kind of looks bent, but oh, okay, that's not bad. Again, with these having to do with coolant, there's a little bit more moisture, or, you know, elements that can rust these and cause some issues. So I thought that one was about to break on us. Yeah, those are a little tighter than the rest have been, and I could feel this one kind of stretching. Let's go ahead and run it back in a little bit. This one doesn't feel good, guys. This one's gonna break, I feel like. This one I could just tell by the way it's rotating that it's kind of stretching. Hopefully it breaks at a spot where I'm able to, you know, get some grab on it and not just breaks right in the block. If it even breaks, I don't know. I could just feel it doesn't feel right. Let's see what we got over here. See if these will come through for us. That's really good. One of my dad's favorite saying is there's always one in the crowd. So yeah, that kind of fits in this situation here. If it breaks, it breaks. I'm not sure I could heat it up that well. Now, another thing is I think that with the mice being here, they were probably urinating all over here. So it was kind of causing some rust to get into these areas more than it should have. I don't really want to break it. I could soak it a little bit and we can work around it and see what else we can do. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on a normal wrench, not the Milwaukee. Kind of work it back and forth a little bit. You guys can see how much I'm rotating the wrench, and I just think I think it's about to snap on us. I won't be surprised, to say the least. Maybe not, because I think it would have already snapped. I should have went back with it. You know what? I was holding my breath, guys. It looked like it was going. Let's get this pipe off real quick and see what we're gonna deal with here. Yep, always one in the crowd, right guys? Just like my dad would say. All right, everybody, it's time for the question of this week's video, and I'm super excited about it. It's very simple and easy, and I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say, because including you in this build is really something I absolutely love. So I'm holding these in my hand, and if you don't already know, these are the wheel arches for the wheel well. They just came in this last week, in between the two video drops, between the first teardown of the engine and today's teardown. So I'm pumped, and I wanted to sneak peek these to you guys during the question of the video, because my question is regarding the body of the car. If this was your build and you were restoring this car, would you go for the 22B wide body? I can flash a picture here. Or would you keep it stock and factory? I'll also show you another picture. It's a hard choice for me because I absolutely love them both. I think that more of the people that do these restorations and rebuilds go for the 22B, because why wouldn't you? You're restoring the car and you have the ability to go wide body. Why don't you just do it all at once? But deep down inside of me tells me I love the factory look without the wide body, and I'm just not sure which way I'm gonna go. So with your guys' help, maybe I can make a decision. Now, I'm not saying if I hear more wide body than keep it stock, I will go that route, but I'm just curious to talk to you guys about it a little more. So just to clear that up, the question of the week is, should I go wide body? Should I keep it the stock factory look? I have the wheel arches, and we're gonna be getting into the body again right after I have this engine torn down. It might not be next week because I have a few other plans, but we're getting right back to the body of the 2.5RS. I'm super excited to hear what you guys have to say. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. We do this every week, a new question of the video. It helps boost engagement, and I've really loved to have you guys included in this process. process because I feel like we're building this car together, and that's really what this is all about. Give this video a thumbs up so it reaches a wider audience. Just a few weeks ago, we hit 1,000 views in only a few days. I'd love to do that again because that is so inspiring and motivating for me. But that's all for it. That was the question of this week's video. Wide body, factory, make sure to let me know. Let's get right back into tearing this engine down so I can show you what we're working with when we get down to the block with the pistons. Really stuck on here. Wow, it is insane. Come on. There we go, that was it. There we go, guys. Well, that blows. We got the pipe off, but we're gonna have to figure out how to get that out now. Not too worried about it. Doesn't make me happy though, I'll tell you what. Yeah, that side was just so dirty because that mouse was peeing here, or there was just so much more moisture here, because you could see that these bolts were extremely clean, right? And let me show you this other one that was exposed over here. It's just completely rotted and chewed up. And I think that's from whatever was nesting here, you know, was just urinating all over my bolts. That's what I get for letting it sit, guys. I'll start soaking it now. Yep, next we're removing this sensor here, and it is a pigtail connection, but I think if we unbolt it, it will come out for us. Another risky area because the mouse infestation, but we're gonna go for that, and we're gonna remove this pipe while we're at it because this routes down to the underside, and hopefully we'll be able to pull this out. So I'll do both of those together. So we got the two 10 millimeters for this pipe, and I'm hoping that these aren't bad. Well, that's a good sign. This one looks pretty rusty here, I'll say. Oh, that's solid. Go ahead and, I think we might even be able to, is this connected down here? Oh, that's okay. Just so I can show you guys, I don't like missing anything. We've got this hose clamp right here, and it's off the thermostat housing. I could have pulled it when the thing was flipped over, but we're just gonna go ahead and do it now. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this dipstick while we're at it, because that's gotta come out. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and loosen this here. I suppose I could do it here, but I think it might come off easier on the spot there. So let's go ahead and try that. No guarantees here. Oh boy, I didn't think that was gonna go. Oh, that hose ripped. Well, it is what it is. Guess I'll have to replace this little elbow. See if we can snake this out now. There we go. All right, that's fine. We'll replace that little elbow, no big deal. Set this bad boy aside. We got this 10 millimeter right here for the dipstick tube. Wonder how that's gonna go for us. I will be shocked if this dipstick will come out. It is rusty down there. I'm gonna set my camera up for this one. You guys see where it needs to come out, and we'll see if I can just get it. I need two hands for it though. We still have some very important components that need to be taken out before anything happens big here. So I'm not even sure how far we're gonna get, but I am gonna attempt to do it all. Wow, I think me tapping it a few times kind of broke it free. Striking out all over the place here today, guys. Round 2 has not been as pleasant as round 1. How many more things could go wrong? Just kidding. Everything could go wrong. Go ahead and get this sensor off. That's nice that it came off for us, right? Not even sure what this one is. Honestly, I don't think there's much else on top that we really need to remove. Oh, you know what? Let's just go ahead and we'll take this big old hunker off. Okay, this one shouldn't be too bad. Now that thing was plugged up. Let me show you guys how much carbon buildup there was in there. Look at that. I'm not sure what that is for. It is sludgy, and it's in here too. I can't really show you guys. Unless that's plastic in there, that is an awful lot of carbon buildup. Let's go ahead and wipe that out here. Let's try and get a better scoop of this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. It was gunked up, so I wonder if that was causing an issue for it to run so rough. I guess that'd be a good place to look while you're working on these cars. Let me see if this is actually, oh yeah. That's definitely carbon in there. Okay, well, we'll look at that later. It's filthy, carbon's nasty. Set this aside and see what else we have to pull off. Maybe we'll get this crank pulley off real quick. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about the giveaway I mentioned at the start of this week's video. This is by no means a paid promotion. It's just a product I chose because it highly relates to my channel, and it's something I know is pretty solid, and I'm super excited about it. Right here, I have the case for my wireless earbuds that I use in every single one of these videos that I make. Not just when I'm working, but even when I edit the videos, I use these wireless earbuds, and I just know it's a solid product to give away. And that's why I'm super excited about it. I've had this pair alone for a little over 2 years, and they have been absolutely incredible. I have 4 brand new ones that through the month of December, I'm gonna be picking out a winner. In the first 2 videos, I'm gonna pick 1 winner, and I think in the 3rd video of December, I'm gonna pick 2 winners. And I wanna say it just one more time, JLab did not pay me to do this. It's not a promotion. I paid for these out of the AdSense money I've made from you guys that support the channel and watch my videos. So this is my way of saying thank you, and I wish that I could give one to each and every one of you, but there's only gonna be 4 lucky winners. It's gonna be absolutely free. I'm just gonna ask you to do a few things, obviously, on the video next week in order to enter and participate in the chance to win one of these, but I have 4 to give away. Like I said, guys, I'm super excited about it. It's my first giveaway, so work with me here. I'm gonna do the best I possibly can. I have to follow some rules in order to make this right. If you wanna hear more, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Definitely leave me a thumbs up right now. So that's it. I'm super excited about it. You're gonna have a chance to win some of these wireless earbuds that I use in every single one of my video. I hope that you guys are excited, but let's get right back into the work on the EJ25. I know I've taken this off one of these Subarus in the past, and I had a 10-foot bar on a breaker to attempt to get this off. I'm betting that my snap-on's gonna do it. I really hope it does, because if not, I'll have to lock this up, which I'll get some bolts and I'll weld them to a piece of L frame, and we'll, lock it down here, and I'll get a 10-foot bar like I just said, but that would take up quite a bit of time. I also think once I pull this off, it could adjust the timing. I'm not sure. I'm not worried about it because obviously we're gonna retime everything when I put it back together. So let's just go ahead and go for it. Gotta get the impact socket. I've got the gun. Hopefully the battery's charged. What do we got? Nice. Okay. 22 millimeter. Let's get the snap-on and see how strong this gun really is. Uncle John, it's funny, guys. It was my Uncle John's Subaru, who now has passed away, that we did this job together on. It was his Baja, which is gonna be featured on my channel, but that's who I was doing this with. And I just remember just trying our hardest to get this off because he was getting the car ready to drive to Florida, and we just couldn't do it. So if the snap-on breaks it, I think that's a good sign, and Uncle John's helping us out here. All right, here we go. All right, yeah, I don't know if that's a fluke or not because it came right off. You know what, I think maybe the pulley doesn't come right off. I have to have a tool for the pulley. I don't even know. I'm so shocked right now that that just came off like that. I can't believe that came right out. All right, hammer, let me get the brass hammer. Oh, dang, I didn't realize that it was gonna be so fragile. Oh my God, I just totally beat that. God, what am I doing, guys? But I just broke that. Honestly, yeah, it's not like critical or anything, but I can't believe that broke. You know, I always show you guys what I do wrong here. I guess you don't hit that with a hammer that way. I probably could have just pried on it a little bit, but I went for it. So we'll set this aside. I will go ahead and thread the bolt back up for now. Then we're gonna go ahead and take a look at our timing belt and see what that looks like underneath this plastic cover. Just use our Milwaukee and we'll work our way around. Nice, that came right off. Very cool. And let's go ahead and get this one off. It does look a little bit rusty here on some of these. I'm hoping we don't have any issues. Ah! What was that saying, guys? Only one in the crowd? Oh my God. Unbelievable. Come on. There's no way a 9 is gonna fit on that. Oh, it's so frustrating. Come on. There is no way. That's on there all right. Now, generally when I pound sockets on, before I unthread it, I get the socket back off, or else sometimes I have to take the device. But you can see it came right off. And I think we could probably just slide this right back on. Like I mentioned, I'm not sure that this actually matters because we're probably gonna be retiming this. I'm pulling the heads off. We're gonna be turning the crank to get the pistons out. So yeah, we're gonna be retiming it, but I guess I just wanted to look at this and get an idea of how it looked before I tear it down. I'm guessing when this mark is up here, there is a green mark down here, and there is a green mark up here for this one. Somehow those green marks and this one here line up in a way that tell us what is top dead center and where they all should be during that position. I'm sure somebody has a video on this, so I'm not too worried. Obviously, that's how I learn anything I don't know. I just go on YouTube and watch a tutorial video, and that's what this is really all about, working together and figuring out how to build these cars. So I think I'm fine just to pull the timing belt. Whoa, it's got a little bit of play. I don't know if it's supposed to be so loose like that. I could probably even just remove the belt like this if I wanted to get crazy. I didn't watch too many videos on this job, so I'm not too sure. You know, sometimes I watch videos ahead of time, so I kind of have an idea what I'm doing. We're just kind of going off the fly here, doing our best we possibly can. Okay, here we go. I bet it wasn't supposed to be so loose. I guess these timing belts go bad at around 100,000 from what I've heard. Ooh, if you just saw that, we just... No worries, guys. Oh yeah, here is the tensioner. Oh, whoa. There we go. All right, there goes our timing belt. Set this aside. Nice. Okay, so what holds this piece of plastic on? A couple 10 millimeters, obviously a really rusty one, which doesn't look great. Let's get these pulleys off and the tensioner. Ooh, the water pump feels terrible. Let's go ahead and get these plastic covers off. Looks like I can get both sides now. Okay, there was a little broken piece for that. I'm gonna have to find a new cover. Unless this is a rubber gasket, but I don't think it was. So here is our water pump. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 millimeters, and I think the entire thing will come down. So I am gonna go ahead and just bust that off really quickly, and then we're gonna pull the valve cover off. And there's our water pump. Very good. The thermostat housing is right here on it, and there is a thermostat in there, which we'll just set this aside and play with that later. Now it's time to remove our valve cover. I would stand it up and do this, but I think it's easier to get it on camera. There we go, guys. Ready? Nice. It really doesn't even look that scummed up. No heavy buildup. Everything's pretty loose. Nothing's really baked on. So that's a bonus. And our cams don't even look that worn, if you ask me. There's not crazy wear in the cams, so that's a really good sign. Oh no. I hope I have that socket. You guys might find me crying if I don't. Looks like I have to remove the cams in order to pull the head anyway. So the cams will come next. I'm gonna go see if I got a socket that would fit that. Okay, so after a slight panic, I realized that it is just a 14 millimeter, but it's a 12-point socket. I think we're not gonna have any issues with it. So I guess the next step is to remove the cam journals here. Let's not waste any time, let's just go for it, guys. You know, that's what we've been doing this whole time anyway. I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just trying my best. We are gonna stand this engine up. It'll just be easier. These are torqued down to a specific spec, so I don't assume that they're gonna be in there like crazy. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh my God. I was so worried because I slipped on that and rounded it out. I mean, come on. We'll just break them all. Ooh. Oh yeah. Ah. We will inspect cam journals while I open this up. So let's just take a peek at this one really quick. Wow, there's minimal scoring in there. There is just such minimal scoring and it looks beautiful. Let's check this one. There is a little scorch mark in here, very minimal. And the cam looks great, but it was a matching mark here on the cam. This engine, I said it earlier in the video, 190,000 miles, okay? So unless it has already been rebuilt once, which I kind of doubt, I think it's in great shape so far. Let's get this cam out real quick. I'm curious to get the cam out. Let's see how heavy this bad boy is. It's a cute little cam, right? There we go. Let me see if I back this out now. There we go. It was just tight. Oh, very lightweight cam. And I see no damage, very minimal wear on the lobes. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and put this down. Let's go ahead and inspect this one. Nice and clean, very nice. I did a Ford engine, like I was talking about the 5.4 not too long ago, and you wouldn't have believed these cam towers. They were shot, and this one's got a little bit more wear, as you could see. Let's go check this main one here. Well, this one stayed on the cam, that's fine. Cam looks great, I'm pumped about that. Now, it is time to remove the head bolts. I think there is a specific way to remove the head bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then kind of work it around. You don't want to relieve all pressure off one and not the other, because then it'll kind of maybe warp the head. At least that's the thought behind it. Here we go. We're starting with this one right here. Oh boy. Okay, there's one. There's two. There's three. There's four. There's five. And there's six. Now, for some reason, they didn't feel great. Oh, Jesus, that is scary. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh my good golly. Oh. Oh, and that was it. They're loose. All the pressure's pretty much off the head. And now I need somewhere to set this head. And we're gonna get our first shot at the piston. I'm super excited. Yeah, so I just wanna give you guys a little heads up of where we're at. It is now 1:30 a.m. and tomorrow, you know, we wake up probably about 8 o'clock. It's a weekend. The kids sometimes wake up like it's a school day. But my point about bringing this up is I really feel like the fact that I'm here putting in these hours, and not just the fact that I want the car built, it's gonna be probably the most gratifying thing when I finish this car. And I know I'm gonna finish this car. I know I'm able to do this. But the real thing is here is putting in this work. I just feel like that shows the value of, you know, the channel, really, I guess I should say. You know, this is all not just about building my car, my dream car here, but it has to do with, you know, showing you guys I'm willing to invest myself into the work and time it takes to do this stuff and sacrifice so much of, you know, myself to the build and to the channel to bring you guys some pretty awesome content. I know I have to improve on some things, but my point is I'm here, it's 1:30. We're not gonna stop until I have this engine down to the block. So I still have at least another an hour's worth of work, and I'm willing to do it. I know I'm not as talkative right now. It's nighttime. I got up early this morning, and you know, early to me is 7 with the kids. Got Joey to school, little Joey, I should say. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. It's getting later. I'm gonna get this done, but that shows my value to you guys. So you invest in me. You know, you spending your time watching my videos. That's a lot of your time too that you're giving to me. So, you know, that's me paying you guys back for watching the videos, I guess I should say. You know, I'm here doing this so you guys will watch and see the value of it, and I really appreciate that. I know I've said it 100 times to you guys, but everybody that comments, thumbs ups, you know, just it has involvement with the channel. I appreciate all of that. It means everything to me. What we're doing here is gonna be incredible. The car isn't just a dream, but you know, content creation and my YouTube channel is seriously a dream. And I feel like we're about almost to the glass full, to the tipping point where things kind of get out of control. And I'm really looking forward to that. So that's why we're really just pushing through this build and getting it done. So without me talking anymore, because you guys all know I will, I'm gonna go ahead and move the camera back, and then we're gonna try and lift the head off. And now I've lifted a V8 and an inline 4, so this being just a 2-cylinder head, I think we'll have no issues. You can see I'm just gonna lay it down over here on this cardboard. Let's see what we got. Oh boy, dude, this is so light, it's insane. But there we go. There's our head. Very nice. There's our first head. And everything looked clean so far. We'll get to the bottom in just a moment. I probably shouldn't have even set that up before I showed you the bottom. What am I thinking? All right, so here we go. Check out the pistons, guys. And we're gonna look at the sleeves here is really what we wanna see. And what's kind of scary is there is rust in there. So I don't know what that means. If I'm gonna need somebody to obviously clean that up. Was that because a leaky head gasket? Was there moisture getting in there another way? I honestly have no clue. We're gonna do our best to clean this up, but I don't think we're gonna be able to, that's not gonna fly, guys. That's just not gonna fly. So maybe the head gasket was leaking. Maybe there was moisture getting in here another way, but I think we're gonna have to get that honed. And if that's the case, let's just bore it out and make this thing a little bigger, huh? We'll get the bigger displacement. Yeah, the piston heads don't look too bad or beat up. It's just that rust here on the cylinder wall it's not great. It's just not great. So let's go ahead, take the head gasket off. It's obviously trash. I'm gonna keep it just in case so we can inspect it later. Can't really see much else in there. We will look at the bottom of the valves a little later. Let's just keep on working and see what we can get done. I still have to get the oil pan off, the engine mounts for the cross member, and I think I'm just gonna go to the other valve cover and head and just do that now instead. Just flop to the other side of the motor. Here I go again, guys. I'm just talking about nothing. Why am I not just working? Let me set up the camera and get this thing going for us. Let's go ahead, just get this valve cover taken off. Very good. Just a quick initial inspection. This cam looks good also. The valve cover doesn't look so gunked up either, so that's a great sign. Time to get the cams out. Pretty much do the exact same thing, except this time I can go a lot quicker because I know exactly what I need to do. And we're gonna set this right next to the other one when we're finished. Okay, got it. Okay. Very good. We're good to go ahead and get this cam out. Well, this one's nice and loose because it wasn't sitting on the lobes at all. Let's go ahead and inspect these real quick. Nah, that one looks good. This one's got some wear in it. You could see visually that this one has a little bit of wear in here. All right, let's see if we could just get these cams out. There we go. No, it's okay. Oh, good. Let's go set this aside. All right, starting in the middle. Here we go, guys. This is the interesting part. This is where they were really tight. Oh, yeah. Oh. All right, let's just work around them, get these zipped off, get the head out of here. This one went much faster, like I said. I have to rebuild a similar engine out of that Baja I was talking about. Me and my uncle did the timing belt and water pump to years ago. I'm talking years ago, man. My aunt wants the Baja running, but all it really needs is the engine put back together and a new rear cross member, just like my car. But the rust on the Baja is much better. It's a 2005, I believe. And I think it has over 200,000. But we are gonna get that car on the channel. It'll be really cool because those Bajas are sweet. It also has a 5-speed and a 2.5 EJ. So yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, but the truck version and a little bit newer. So I'm super pumped about that. And it's time to go ahead and pull this bad boy off. Let's see what we can do. Oh yeah. Let me show you guys this time. We could like freeze frame, or I'll come around real quick to show you the valves, just because we missed it on the other side. Oh, these are much better. Much less condensation we're getting on these. Obviously, I'll show you the valves later, and we'll go over this stuff together. Oops. Oh, now I see how it works. Yeah, we don't want to tilt that upside down. I didn't realize what was gonna happen. Now I see, these are the valve caps. Okay, very good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and set this down, set the cams back in place, and then we'll inspect the pistons. We are almost to the finish line. So now, let's just go ahead, flip the engine upside down, and get the oil pan out. And here we are, almost to the very final step. We're just gonna break these free with the wrench real quick, make sure I don't bust them with the impact. Whoa. Hate that this thing doesn't have wheel locks. That's tight. I don't know if these are any good, so I'm just gonna replace them anyway. This mounts the engine to the cross member in the front. So for the oil pan, I don't wanna get too crazy, and we're just gonna go ahead and use this. If these all start to go really easy, I won't worry. It looks like we're gonna have no issue, so let's just go for it. All right, let's get it off. Separatione. I'm gonna have to use a screwdriver to bust that RTV on there. There we go, this is a good spot, I can pry it. There we go. Nice, that was it. There we go. Let's get this off without making a mess and losing all my nuts and all my bolts. Voila. Let's see if I could set this down on something. Guess I didn't realize what it was gonna look like in here quite yet. We got our oil pickup tube where the screen really only had one piece of gunk on it. That's good. Other than that, that looks pretty clean. We'll get the pickup tube off. We'll get this plate that covers the crankshaft off. And then we'll take a gander at our rods and our bearings on the crank. Everything in here should come right out, essentially because it's covered in oil. There's not much baked oil in here, which is good. I don't see any sludge, which is great. No milky oil, that's great. So far, everything except for the cylinder walls looks incredible. I don't know what we're gonna do about those cylinder walls. We'll talk about that in just a minute after I pull everything apart here. Got one more in here cut with this cover plate. Cover plate is out, and again, not so much baked on oil. I mean, it looks pretty good, no sludge. We might not be able to get the pistons out in today's video, guys. Okay, let's turn the engine up on its side. I'll show you each side, and then that's where we're gonna have to call it, because like I said, I just don't know how I can get this piston out right here with this. I think obviously I have to split it. I could remove these two plugs and see what's in there. Yeah, I've never dealt with a Subaru engine. This is very interesting. Okay, so here we go. You can see it really nicely now. And you can hear it. It's kaput. It's bad. All the way around. Probably about an inch worth of rust right there. Completely rusty. And you can see the scoring here, I imagine. You can just see it's kind of like cross hatching, and this one's just as bad. Let's go ahead and I'll turn this for you guys. All right, that's a perfect look. So yeah, you can see like this hot spot here in the metal. I don't know if this is because like the way it's cross hatching is piston slap going back and forth, but just check out that rust, guys. It is super depressing to see that. We've got some issues that we need to start thinking about how we're gonna handle. Let's go ahead and drop this one so we can get a better look at it. Yep, the rust is all the way down here. And yeah, there's that cross hatching. I hope you could see that. It's kind of tough to see in the camera, but yeah, you could see some scoring. So that's what we're working with. It looks like we're gonna have to indeed take this to a shop to get it machined. Let's take a quick peek at the other side. I'd like to show you guys really quickly before I finish this video up. Okay, so this side is not nearly as bad, which I guess that's a positive thing. Hardly any rust on this side. But, you know, over here, that's the bottom of the engine. So, yeah, that is 100% why, you know, this is where all the water would sit. And let's just go ahead and get this side done real quick, all the way around for you. Drop it in there. Okay. I'll wipe her clean and I'm sure we're gonna have the same result. Yeah, there's just moisture and water sitting at the bottom of the cylinder heads, and I think in this one you could see the scoring a lot better. That's exactly what I was trying to describe, was that cross pattern here. And I don't know if that's just from the rust kind of beating up the piston rings. Obviously we can't take the pistons out yet to show you guys the rings to see how that was gonna look. I really wanted to get the pistons out in today's video, but I think we got a solid amount of work done. But look at all this crud too. Let me grab my screwdriver. Check this out. I wonder what this gunk is right here. If that's just old coolant, metal buildup, aluminum, I have no clue. There's just a lot of this gunk. I don't even know what this gunk is. I have some plans. I do have some tricks up my sleeve. I think I know what we're gonna be doing, but honestly guys, let me just say this. There is definitely no way I'm gonna be able to fix those cylinder walls by myself. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna have to ship it out and deal with it, you know? Deal with it, pay somebody to do it the right way. If I even wanna use this block, I mean, I could totally find one. They're everywhere, the 2.5 block. Is that a better way to go about it? I don't think so. If I had a donor car, yeah, I'd probably just take that engine block and use that. Or if I could find a turbocharged engine, that'd be totally awesome. Obviously we would maybe go down that route, but that's not what I have planned quite yet. We were still thinking we were gonna go stock. So it's pretty cool to see the engine completely stripped down, and I'm pretty pumped about that, having that result, everything taken off. And to where we are, it took me about 5-6 hours, I would say, total. Not bad one bit. And like I told you guys, this was very short notice. Later in the week, you know, my buddy was texting me and we were talking about what we were gonna do this week for Subaru Saturdays, and I was going one way with it, but I decided last minute to make a change of plans, and this is what we ended up with. So I think it's a really solid result, and you know, I think you guys probably enjoyed this video because it was a change of pace and, you know, something new in regards of the 2.5RS, because we've been working on the body literally the entire time since we pulled the engine and the trans. But that being said, if you're still watching, that means you did enjoy it. So you have to give me a thumbs up, and you have to, you know, subscribe to my channel if you're new. I hate repeating that to you guys that watch my videos every week. I promise I won't do that forever, but for right now I'm trying to grow the channel. So anybody that made it this far and enjoyed the video, if you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that red button, subscribe to the channel. We do this every week and it's getting better and better as we go. I mean, I'd say we're about 60% finished with the car. I know that sounds a little crazy, but I think that's where we are. I have some really exciting videos coming up, and you know, regarding the rust on the car and the wheel arches, the strut towers, you know, I have a plan for it. But definitely check out my previous videos if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate that. And for all of you that do follow the channel and have been following it this entire time, I really appreciate that. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. I'm pumped we have the engine stripped down. I am going to be making some decisions this week, you know, and we'll probably address that in next week's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Peace out. You know what I guess I should have said before I left, before I capped the video off? Here's the final clock, guys. So when we got back, it was 11:30 when we did get back here, and it's 2:42. It took a little bit longer than expected, and I have to clean up. I have to clean up this mess. So I forgot to say that. I wanted to show you guys what time it was.